Ajui Balochistan.
Thank you. So I'm thankful to you all for standing up and listening to the Balochi national anthem. As earlier I said that today, respected Professor Naila Qadri, Prime Minister of Government in Exile of Balochistan, she is present over here with us. So I request her, respected Professor Naila Qadri, please come. I also request respected Wajah Siddiq Azad Baloch. He is the Secretary General of Baloch People's Congress, and he is a senior Baloch politician, and he has been in the Baloch struggle from his childhood. While he was a student, since then he is struggling for the Baloch people in order to regain their sovereignty on their land. So respected Wajah Siddiq Azad Baloch. Thank you, Wajah Siddiq Azad Baloch. Now, we are going to start this event as the topic of this event is that actually it's not only the Baloch land, particularly the whole region is marred by a state that's called Islamic State of Pakistan. And there are geopolitical strategies that the other states have joined hands with that state, and that state is dominating those people, that region, looting the resources through military operations. And that state has also made some sort of standstill agreements, and that state herself at daylight in front of all the international community, in front of the United Nations, abused those agreements and occupied those lands. And we, the Baloch people, Balochistan was an independent state, and Baloch people were sovereign on their land from hundreds of years, and unfortunately the state of Pakistan recognized Balochistan as an independent and sovereign state, but then occupied that land by force. Because of that, we are facing enforced disappearances, military operations, looting of resources, and suppressing voices by force, because that states want to dominate that region. And in the same way, there are other nationalities, Sindhis, Pashtun, and Pakistani occupied Kashmiri people. They are also facing the same thing by the same forces as earlier Bangladeshi people have faced that. They resisted against the state atrocities and they got their independence on their land. And today, Bangladesh as an independent sovereign state, and the Bengali people are enjoying their basic fundamental rights on their land. And this is the claim of those people who are resisting, who are sacrificing their lives, who are sacrificing their loved ones in order to regain sovereignty, in order to oppose the occupation and get their sovereignty on their land. Actually, this is a small presentation. Earlier, I have presented it inside United Nations. So today again, I am getting an opportunity, and for me, this is an honor that today we hear the Baloch national anthem in the land of Netherlands. In Amsterdam today, we heard the Baloch national anthem, and this is what I have presented inside United Nations, that Balochistan, land of enforced disappearances. But why? What are the motives behind those systematic enforced disappearances which we receive through different social media accounts and from sometimes from media as well, that the people got disappeared, and we see every day the people are struggling against enforced disappearances. So the basic motives is Balochistan is an occupied territory for Pakistan. So Pakistan is treating Balochistan as an occupied land, which the Baloch people have never accepted the forced annexation of their land by Pakistan. And unfortunately, the Chinese interest playing a role to eliminate Baloch more rapidly. In the same way, a large number of political activists, intellectuals and students have gone missing in Balochistan in the past few decades. Their families allege Pakistan's spy agency behind enforced disappearances, tortures and killings of these missing persons. And this was the strategy which Pakistan did back in 1970s in Bangladesh. They are doing the same strategy with us and also to the other nationalities who are opposing Pakistan. So this is a map which has been issued by an American think tank. So actually it shows, some lands where the Baloch claim that this is our land, but the demography of that area has been changed, and then there is a line between Pakistan and Iran, but the red area that shows that this is the Baloch land, and still the Baloch are in majority over there. And Pakistan has, strategic policy to change the demography of those regions. That's why we have heard that they are building more than 500,000 houses, particularly in Gawadar, to bring Chinese over there. So this is basically a map which shows where is Balochistan and where the Baloch people live. And as earlier I stated that there was a standstill agreement between Pakistan and with the Khan of Kalat, who was then the ruler of Balochistan, on 4th August 1947, and that communique was issued by Viceroy's House, and also was announced by Indian radio as well, and an article was also written in Washington Post back in 1947 that Pakistan recognized Balochistan as independent sovereign state, and this is a copy of that communique which was issued by the Viceroy's House. So this is what on 27th March 1948, Pakistani forces entered Kalat, arrested Khan of Kalat. Since then, the Baloch are resisting, and Pakistan has declared that Balochistan is a part of Pakistan. In order to dominate that region, to hold control, Pakistan is doing military operations, systematic abuse of rights, and enforced disappearances, treating Balochistan as a colony. And from this picture, you see that the Baloch people, they, in a large number, are resisting against that, the occupation of Pakistan. So, in order to control the people and the land, Pakistan opted this strategy of enforced disappearances. So this is a picture of the family members of the victims of enforced disappearances, and that's a camp which has been staged for more than 5,000 days continuously. The Baloch people are resisting at different, press clubs, particularly at Quetta, Karachi, Islamabad. And then this is a report.
Presentation mood आए.
Yeah. Actually, this is what we are saying over here. We have presented this thing to United Nations multiple times. So this is a document which we have earlier submitted to the United Nations, and this is an official document. Whatever we are saying, claiming all these things, we have submitted to United Nations and other European forums multiple times.
Zoom out.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So yeah, I can share this document later on, but the point is this: whatever we are saying over here, whatever our cries are, we have documented these our cries and the plea of the people. We have submitted to United Nations and to other international forums, and this is their you can say responsibility to investigate these issues. And this is not just words that we say and then they should say that this is a propaganda or something, but this is the reality which we have submitted at different times, multiple documents. The safety and relocation of Baloch refugees in Afghanistan. So this is a document we submitted to UN at the time when Taliban, they occupied Afghanistan. At that time, there was a threat to us, particularly to the Baloch people who were living in Afghanistan peacefully. But after this Taliban, so we were having concerns at that time. We submitted this document to UN. This is a document particularly about the freedom of expression, which we have submitted to the UN, a bleak outlook for press freedom in Balochistan. And this is not only we are saying this thing. International organizations like Reporters Without Borders and CPG, they have said Balochistan is a media blackout region where international media nor national media and other media is not allowed. So the people, they do not have any access to the media. and Pakistan has controlled that region, and that the cries of the people should not come out. In the same way, this is not our claim. This is has been said by Human Rights Watch and other organizations. Even Pakistani Human Rights Commission, they have said this thing, that Baloch people are facing a genocide. So the way Pakistan is dealing with the Baloch people in order to dominate that region through eliminations and enforced disappearances, international organizations have said this thing, that the Baloch people are facing a genocide over there. And in the same way, we have received multiple accounts through different media outlets that the Pashtun people are also facing the same style of abuse of rights over there. And the Sindhi people, they are crying for the looting of resources, for the forced conversion of their religious minorities. And this is how the state is treating those people.